hero. Believe it or not, Cinderin. Doesn't require a whole lot of intelligence to play, of course, but...
It was Slax's favorite.
Exactly.
After all.
Well, different version, of course.
Yeah.
As we get into the game...
It required even less intelligence to play, though, to be honest.
Number 2, Mouz. Gonna try to extend this to a game 3, and of course, Parivision want to close it out and continue on their upper bracket run here. Do you like one lineup or the other, Center? This is gonna be a carry Marcy, which does feel, you know how I feel about it. And I know TI with the Helm of the Dom, we got to see Marcy kind of shine in every single role. Position 1 can really fall flat. But like I said, TI opened up possibilities for her.
I think conceptually, I feel like this lineup, or excuse me, this game is in a similar spot to the previous one, where, and that's also was the take of the panel overall. Was what I gathered is, if the Dire just keep the game afloat, eventually the Morphling will become incredibly potent in this game, and I agree with that 100%. This time around, you don't have the Prophet to make the global moves. Instead, you have more of a catch and more damage mid coming out through the Ember Spirit. But I worry that if Mouz today are perhaps a little bit iffy on the fight selection, that we could see kind of the same archetype of game, where maybe the lanes go well early and you get something going with your Spirit Breaker roaming around a bit, similar to the previous game where they found a couple of earlier kills with some good rotations from Prophet. You got to do good fight selection. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, well, this time around for Parivision, they don't have that Chrono to go along with the AA Blast, but they do have Dragon Tail to set up some single target absolute demolition. Yeah, with the blast off as well. As we see 9 Class with his superior range. You can't ban his heroes. He picks techies.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to say this without any, not that this is, you know, I'm going to say without any thought going into it, but that goes without saying, of course.
I was going to say that's standard.
9 Class talking some shit. I feel like that usually ends up in a game loss afterward. I don't know how you feel.
Well, I think part of
you're a big fan of smack talk. You're a huge fan.
I am not, but I will say I think Parivision win in Pro Dot. I don't know what the win rate of this team is. Maybe it's like 60% something. So your theory is wrong, because 9 Class talks smack almost every game in some fashion. So it must work more than half the time.
Okay, fair enough. It could be confirmation bias. We've seen that time and time again.
It's easier to remember all the times it goes wrong, because you're like, ha, he deserves it for talking crap.
Like every time I open a Dota chest and I don't get a rare.
What's the, okay?
Confirmation bias, and that's the point.
Okay, I was like, this analogy makes zero sense other than just explaining what confirmation bias is.
That's right. There's plenty of people that don't know what that means. Like Jenkins.
Yep. I'm happy to throw him under the bus for no reason, of course. He's done nothing wrong today, except, once again, asking to look weird. But again, I don't know what's more common, if it's 9 Class talking crap or Jenkins looking crap. Probably a even split.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We'll have to take a survey in chat. Let's get that survey created.
Who wore it better?
That would be fun. Maybe not for that topic specifically, but involving the chat in some way. Mid 1. Playing the Ember Spirit against No One's Queen of Pain. Seen this matchup quite a few times. So far, advantage No One by a bit. Of course, the Flame Guard will be able to tank up a lot of the Shadow Strikes.
Yeah,
he has not gotten yet. Well, we'll see if he ends up leveling at some point, but going to the farming build on the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, this lane generally, I would say, goes relatively even, and I don't think there's enough value in going multiple points in Shadow Strike, specifically against Ember. I think against most mid-heroes that are melee, you really want to put the pressure, but Ember mitigates so much of it that you're better off just playing like this. I think it's the... I'm very much in agreement with the overall approach of No One here.
So we've seen the offlane DK a bit in this tournament. Kind of polarizing in terms of how much impact it can have on the game. What were your thoughts?
On which one, sorry?
DK offlane. Like, is this a game particular thing, or do you think this patch, you're just not a fan of it in general?
I mean, I personally think...
a bit of trouble. Rebound didn't hit anything, and now a Dragon Tail on top, and he's just dead to the mines. Night Class gets the first blood, and even a TP from no one.
This is
top of Kaori. Won't turn into a kill.
This one is a rare miss from no one. I think this TP just isn't good. Wasn't needed for the Marcy kill. Just going to waste a bit of time. He's not going to get a rune on his way back either. He doesn't look too happy with it, to be honest, but it's all right. He'll head back to mid. He has a bit of a buffer, I suppose. He's going to just still draw his lane. Now they're even on XP. About offlane DK, as we're... I don't think nothing's going to come from this, really. I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I'm not too surprised to see teams picking it up more and more. Does well against a lot of safe lane carry matchups. I think the main benefit to offlane DK in a lot of situations is actually the way it interacts with a lot of position force this patch. Many of them really enjoy having a reliable stun setup in lane. Techies is one of those. It's a good example. But also, when offlane DK reaches a couple of levels, in a lot of matchups, he can actually be left alone, which is a big benefit in my eyes in Pro Dota, because we've seen, you know, heroes like Timbersaw and Centaur and whatever. In many games, it feels like whatever team can leave their offlaner earliest, pull ahead, because that means they can go through the gate, they can go gank mid, they can get 6-minute rune, 8-minute rune, all of this. DK fits the bill, so
yeah, makes sense.
I'll mind it.
Kaori. His way to the mid lane. As the 6-minute power rune is upon us, and it's going to be shield for mid one. Yeah,
kind of surprisingly, with everything I just talked about, that Parivision did not send techies for this. I mean, it wouldn't have worked because the rune was top, but he didn't even give his team a chance to get the bot rune if it were there. Now, turning this into a bit of a push with the siege creep. 9 Class going to show up to the party, though, and this should be, as usual, whenever techie shows up, the party's kind of over. Never mind. They'll stick. Okay.
Yeah, 9 Class out of mana. No one is still not level 6. He's going to get there.
Yeah, if he hadn't TP'd bot, he would have Sonic Wave. It actually is kind of a big deal here.
I think he'll get it on this creep, but the tower's almost dead already. As the siege continues to stay alive, and no deny coming from Parivision. So a free tower for Mouz. Wasted rotations on the Parivision side.
Fully heads up to commit for that. I did not think that was possible to get this tower at 7 minutes in this game with what happened, but they make the right read. They bring their Jakiro. They use the siege creep. They recognize Quap is 5. And yeah, isn't it just funny sometimes how... Oh, this would be very big. God.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is big.
That is a huge steal. Parivision just weren't ready. It's funny sometimes in Dota when you see, obviously in the moment, there's literally zero chance that mid one thought about, or excuse me, no one thought about this, but in retrospect, the bad TP bottom cost him a full tower. Isn't that crazy? That happened 1 minute after he made that. What seemed like a slightly small mistake actually turns into a really big one. But also heads up from Mouz to go for it. Satanic will be fine here, but okay. Parivision are in for a slow start. AA and Techies will be super low level. And Spirit Breaker, conversely, already level 5. This hero in a lot of games we see struggles to get a good timing on 6. But obviously also courtesy of his innates, this will be nice for Kaori now. Get some bonus XP.
Yeah, will be a
one of the coolest innates in the game, actually. It's
What's that?
The Spirit Breaker one. I mean, it's kind of simple, but
is it simple? We couldn't even remember what it was.
Oh, it's
or how to even explain it.
It's kind of cool that this is global. Like, there's no. Can you think of many innate abilities that just work inherently for like your team?
Money bags.
That's a facet. Nice try.
Oh, damn, you're right. Yeah, the innates. Well, not Marana, Marcy in this game.
True.
You call us?
Marcy's innate, yeah. That's right.
Getting blocked by Yamich. No one not healthy enough to really help out, and they're going to use Stampede on the side of Mouz to ensure this kill. Funny enough, that's their first kill of the game. But feels like they are kind of owning right now.
Yeah, the early stage is definitely going the way they would like, which is, you know, similar to game number 1. Mouz were also off to a hot start before things went south. And this one, the nature of their lineup is a bit different, though. They have the Centaur. Their mid hero is a playmaker rather than a follow-up. I guess Prophet is a playmaker in a way, especially when you rushed Orchid, so perhaps that's a bit of a difference. But
TA Oracle. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, okay, all right.
Can't get out of my head.
Back to the conversation.
Yeah.
Now, no one has gone for the different facet this game. The panel was talking about Gunnar in particular. Last game, no one went for the Reflect, the Bondage facet, and this game he has Masochist. So, as Gunnar mentioned, when you go Masochist, you have to get Dagon. I wonder why he went for Masochist this game, because in my eyes, this one looks more like a Bondage game than Game 1. You're playing against a lot of damage that the Reflect is going to be really valuable against. Maybe it's just the Ember matchup. Maybe he thinks this is better.
So you're a real fan of Bondage, then?
I like both.
I see.
You know? How about you?
No, I'm very vanilla, honestly. Yamich, spotted Satanic jungling. They don't really have...
It sounded like you're answering it so seriously. That's funny.
don't have that many options to kill the Morphling this early.
No, that's
and
the
for Boom. Like, how early is he going to get his blink? It's going to be the Helm into Pipe. Obviously, the charge is a nice way to initiate, but not a whole lot of burst to start the game. Okay, all right, spotted. And no one's going to catch up. There's the Stampede into the Macro Pirate. Right on the Searing Chains. Very nice placement. No one's just dead. Now, this thing is just snowballing out of control for no one. It's his first death, but it just feels like he's had a pretty rough one to start things out. 2K lead for Mouz, and spot 9 class as well here.
Would you agree that conceptually this feels like a bigger lead than Game 1, even though it's smaller numerically?
Yeah,
I really think so.
It does feel like it.
The
Rebound connection. 9 class gets Ice Path and killed off.
The big difference is, one thing is the levels, man.
I thought you were going to say the big difference is 9 class talked shit last game. And it's karma now.
Yeah, you love forcing that narrative.
Boom. Doesn't have Stampede. Do they have the damage? Turning into the Centaur to get that extra disable. Yeah. Attempted TP, not successful. So Parivision finally getting a relatively valuable kill.
They really need to get levels on AA. It's important that he's involved there and getting some XP.
And they're going to try to go on 9 class as well. Nether Strike, but not going to be too much follow-up, although Kaori does show up with a dual breath. And mid one, yeah, the 9 class knows he's going to die. Goes off for the blast off. Another Searing Chains. Oh, do they have the disable? Yep, Ice Path into the charge. No Nether Strike, but you can see the Spirit Vessel is actually going to be enough as Crystallis with the rebound just to take the kill. And no one really struggling here, and you talked about no level 6 for Ducalis. Well, he's going to be dying yet again. Double kill on Crystallis. Things snowballing out of control in favor of Mouz.
It's really nice to see mid one playing Ember. I think this for me was my favorite hero to watch him on in years ago when he made a name for himself on Team Secret. It's even further behind even earlier than that, back on Fnatic. I think it was TI4, right? That was mid one's first TI, if I'm not mistaken. He's been around for a while. And yeah, the heroes I mainly remember him for all the way back then. It was a different time, obviously, but also TA. TA and Ember were 2 of his best, and it's a totally different style to Prophet. But the thing that I've always found was mid one's biggest strength is aggression. He plays very aggressively when he has an advantage and really tries to put pressure. Ember's the perfect hero for that.
Oh,
just relentless.
Yeah, disposed. No one does get
again.
the blink off, but that Spirit Vessel is a pain in his ass. That is death number 3.
He has no game now on Quap. This is miserable.
Bottom net worth for the cores at the moment.
Both supports are still level 5, Shannon. It's 13 minutes.
Yeah, that Wisdom Shrine steal really makes a big difference.
9 class. He's gonna get his ass back to base. And yeah,
Tier 2 tower. We have enough to actually take this out cleanly at 13 minutes? Looks like it.
Jakiro in a nutshell.
I mean, the difference for me in this game is Parivision. I mean, obviously getting to late game will be a struggle, but even if they do, I don't feel like Morphling has the same kind of impact that a Void would, right? It's not really a wombo combo type of hero. It's more single target, I'll kill this guy.
It's less good for Quap and AA conceptually to enable them, but I think all in all, against the heroes he's facing, Morphling is better this game than Void was last game. It was just that they set up really nice fights to leverage the other heroes, but on a Satanic please save us level, this is a really good game for him. Okay, this would be a big
They
find.
finally have the Ice Blast.
He's not even gonna die.
Gets
Is
the
he?
Remnant. It's gonna
Oh, well, he is. I think he's gonna dodge some damage here.
Oh man, that was close. Really close.
That was a good time to catch him, though, the Flame Guard there. Or maybe they even just burst him through the Flame Guard. I think it was
Okay,
running.
waveform already used for Satanic as the charge is coming. Hoof Stomp. With that Spirit Vessel, Satanic in a lot of trouble. DM can't do much to save his carry. He'll be able to get out himself, but the damage is done.
Yeah. Parivision being very quiet with their tipping and smack talk in this one might have the read akin to, you know, good old OG. We tip when we're ahead, and then we keep our heads down when we're behind.
I don't know. OG, I feel like would do that regardless, though. That's what made them special.
Oh, maybe I'm mixing it up with another team, aka every other team that does the exact same thing of only tipping when they're leading.
No, OG,
Falcons, I
OG
guess.
would just be relentless with the voice lines just constantly, even if they're feeding.
I think Falcons is very similar. They're also generally not too loud with their voice lines when they're
Another
losing.
Steering Chain Spirit Vessel with the bash. Yamich has the ult, and no one dead again.
Crucially,
0 and 4.
the Vessel also countering the Dagon heal. We haven't talked about that. He's mainly buying against DK and Morph, but this is
true.
added benefit.
And Satanic spotted again. Searing Chain. This is just enough damage again. The blast off, he goes into the Ice Path, and he just kills himself effectively. I mean, the Ice Blast is gonna hit several heroes, but it's too little too late. It's already gonna be a high ground attempt. 7K lead for Mouz. This is a dumpster stomp of a game.
They need to be careful not to overplay their hand here now, though. This is the one way to lose it, is to get overzealous. Mid one covering the perimeter. But yeah, looks quite good. They know there's no Ice Blast. Obviously, Quap has the entire package ready, but
Yeah, no barracks, but I mean, tier 3 at 16 minutes.
this is an absolute
Kind of unheard of
beat
in
down
this
right
patch.
now. And I think it's really difficult for no one to recover this game as Quap. Just by nature of, again, going back to it, losing the 7-minute wisdoms made their supports a complete liability for the following 10 minutes, as we're approaching now. And Mouz, on the other hand, just had every play in the world.
It's funny. I hope one of the analysts look at this game and make one of those post-game analysis videos where they go over the domino effect of that one play from no one going bottom and the chain of events that occurred after. And it's kind of crazy how a small mistake like that can just be amplified into what we're seeing right now, which is 9K lead at 17 minutes.
It's true. If he doesn't TP bottom, he doesn't lose his tower. Therefore, Mouz probably don't make the aggressive invasion move with Ember, so you don't lose the wisdom. So one level 5 Quap TP. It's so sick sometimes, the butterfly
Okay,
effect.
they're going to try the Ice Blast Sonic Way. That's a lot of damage.
They
Pipe
used
is activated
everything.
mid one. Going to use the Remnants to try to dodge some of the ticks. It looks like he's fine. The range Rax is dead. Melee Rax, heavy damage applied, and they should be able to finish it now that Parivision has used everything at their disposal.
I mean, do we just go a second lane now? No Sonic, no Ice Blast, Dragon Form's expiring.
Question. Kaori with one more right click should do it. They could also go for Roche at some point. They don't have a very good Roche team, though. I mean, Marcy's good. That's about it.
Yeah. I would like to see them not do that, because I think that's opening a potential avenue of a comeback for Parivision. If you go into the pit, you get caught off guard by, some sort of stun from Blast Off into Ice Blast, then maybe you could lose some heroes. If you don't go Roche at all and just keep playing aggressively on the map, you're never going to face that situation. But they're going to do it regardless. See if Parivision recognize that this is happening and try to make a move. If they don't, obviously it's great. You just get an Aegis. But
they know.
I guess my point is you don't have to do this to retain your lead. You could just play an aggressive map position instead.
The Ice Blast came out, but it's not going to dissuade them. They will scan to the north just in case, but we can see this will be a free Aegis.
If
likely for Chrysalis.
If this had been a part of a 5-man smoke move and Parivision had made that read, or at least a 4-man where they're showing one hero mid to push out the wave, they could have potentially got 3 kills there and stolen the Roche.
Yeah,
but
potentially.
You need to have the idea. So
I mean, we saw how long. I mean, that Roche took quite a while.
Yeah,
they had plenty of time.
I suppose from their perspective, they don't have Sonic Wave, so maybe you just feel like you can't do it. But and who knows? Maybe they couldn't mathematically even just because of the pipe on Centaur. This early pipe blocks so much of the Dire's potential that maybe Sonic Wave has to be there for you to even feel like you stand a chance. Well, you're gonna have to put it to use soon here. This is one of the most one-sided games of the tournament.
Yeah, it's a shellacking and a half right now. I mean, Centaur top net worth. I didn't realize that. Boom is owning. Gracious. Has the blink finally, and 1,000 into his Ags. Okay, DM, Dragon Tail with the Ice Blast. This is just for the Centaur. Casually pops the pipe and the Stampede. He's good to go. Now the reset for Mouz as we see the rebound coming in. Ducalis is the first to be taken out. And Parivision are going to be dropping like flies. Sonic Wave is dodged by mid one. Very nicely done. Dragon Tail does hit Yamich, but now they got the stun lock onto the Morphling. Satanic is down and out for 45 seconds. And honestly, this is GG territory. DM drops to the deck as well. This should be a second lane.
I'm really surprised that Parivision decided to initiate on Centaur there. I think that is probably the worst case scenario, is that you go on the tankiest hero in the enemy team standing by the outpost and he just pops pipe and you can't kill him. So you're effectively just throwing all your spells at a wall, and it has good structural integrity.
This will be a tier 3.
And they still have
5 very shortly, but 30 seconds from Dragon Knight ult. Not going to pose much of a threat, so. And with 3 minutes on the Aegis, this is almost certainly a second lane now. How the hell do you recover from this?
You
think about game 3, perhaps? They're going to put everything onto the Marcy, but again, that Aegis was intact. Some mine's going to be greeting Chrysalis, but they get the buildings. It was denied. Small silver lining for Parivision.
I was going to say, the way you recover from this is in the next game. You're happy you won game 1 so that you get another shot at not repeating this performance.
Do you think this was, I mean, we talked about the chain of events and all that, but looking back now, more draft-related, play-related, combination?
I think it's a mix.
Talking shit and angering the Dota gods?
Yeah, it was all that, actually.
Okay.
Very superstitious person, as you know. So I believe karma decided this game before it even started.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, obviously by nature of the lineup, I genuinely think the Wisdom Shrine was the biggest problem in this game out of all of them, and that and the mid-tier 1. So yes, in my eyes, the game was largely decided in the first 10 minutes. But I wouldn't say that was inherently obvious that it was going to happen from draft, right? So I think it's like a mix. You're in a position where if that were to happen compared to game 1, you're way more screwed. And then the reason it led to this was because of misplays. So bit of column A and column B. But yeah, this, I mean, once you're in that game state for this Dire lineup, it's so tough. Like, once again, the Centaur is just blocking their lineup so hard. He just pops the pipe, he stampedes out his teammates if they get blast off on. That's it.
Yep, he is 1,000 from Ags. I don't think we're going to see it, though. As Mouz can go for a final push if they want, or if they want to play a little conservatively, they could wait for Roche. Minimum timer's 4 minutes. Which is, at this stage is a big chunk of with the game time. It's only 23 in the game.
He's close to card on Centaur. I'm sure you're going to be excited about that.
I literally just said that.
Yeah. But you were excited, so I wasn't wrong.
You know what's funny? I don't actually bring it up every time you miss something. But I think you do that more than me, actually.
I don't know.
You point it out more than me.
Oh, point it out more. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I think we're doing it roughly the same amount.
Maybe that's true. I don't know who cares less about the other person in our
Yeah, it's a tough one.
in our casting go.
Let's just get a survey out to
probably
chat
the
now.
guy who's been invited like 10 times to come to Thermi and just doesn't do it.
Yeah, true.
Might be the guy who cares less about the friendship, which is understandable.
Can we get a survey?
Busy working on your game. I barely
chat?
play your game, so I'm also a bad friend.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. You played it once and said it sucked.
That's untrue. I played it a couple of times and I had a good time.
I really like it. Doesn't open game for 6 months. It was so good though.
I'm just not that much of an early access guy. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. I'll play it on release. I promise. You have my word.
Hey, your word means a whole lot. Got so much wrong in these 2 games already.
Okay, name a couple of things I got wrong.
Well, you didn't think I was right in game 1, that it was going to go late.
Which it didn't.
Well, late for Void is early for everyone else.
You said 40 minutes. That was also wrong. Okay?
He had late game items.
That I literally asked you for a definition in the game of what you consider late game. You said 40 minutes.
I'm moving the goalpost to be correct. I'm doing the American thing
this
here.
This is not how this works.
Well, in America it is, to be fair.
Oh, okay. Well,
You know, bad habits.
you're right about that. You know what? You're
All right, last-ditch effort from Parivision. They are getting, big Sonic Wave actually with the Ice Blast as Chrysalis has to get stampeded away. Is he going to survive this? Nice Yule's going to catch no one in the vicinity, gets the hoof stop, double kill for mid one. That's a buyback though from 9 class. So Chrysalis does live, doesn't have lifesteal, so, well, other than his passive. That's not a passive, whatever the hell it's called. Third skill, the E. Thank you, bodyguard, yeah.
the E.
The E. All right. Now he's at a respectable amount of HP.
With all the spells down, I mean, you're probably just pushing for Megas here, right? You don't need the Aegis.
I do believe that that is true. Even when the Quap comes up, there's no Sonic Wave. Mid one. Making some damage. We'll brush it off, though. Kaori continuing to apply the dot to the tower. I mean, that's the one thing there. Without the Marcy ult she does have now, building hitting is not the quickest in the world. Boom, with initiation. That's a dieback on the 9 class just like that. Ice Blast, one more for the road. It does hit 3 as we do see the cart, in fact, used in this game.
Yeah, it's the second time.
We have seen it 2 times now. Well, technically I was correct, Cinderent.
Yep.
And now the pressure applied to the Morphling. Satanic is dead for 50, and he calls Pipe GG.
And the final score of the game, 322 is... Oh, no! Ducalis, why must
The
you ruin...
true villain, Ducalis.
You ruined
You couldn't